Okay, so let's get started. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 SEO mistakes to avoid in 2017. So I'm Francois, I'm the co-founder of OnCrawl. We're going to take some time after the webinar to take some questions. So feel free to ask any question within the chat in your GoToWebinar screen. So we're going to talk about the top 10 SEO mistakes to avoid in 2017. And what's on the agenda today is first we're going to talk about basic mistakes that might have a big impact this year. And so we're going to see several basic things, and then we're going to check some more advanced techniques that will help you avoid wasting your time when migrating your website, or we're going to talk about JavaScript crawling and responsive websites, and how to deal with such SEO actions. We're gonna end the webinar by talking about new tactics and methods you need to implement for your SEO journey in 2017. So first, we're going to talk about the content. OnCrawl helps you find out where your too-thin content is located. And in OnCrawl, when you click on any chart or even on any metric, you get all the data about your pages. And if you click in the content tab on any graph, you get all the data about your pages presenting too-thin content. And the big thing with SERPs is that ranking is like a contest. You play with your strengths and weaknesses, and what you need to do is to perform better than your competitors. In terms of volume of content you need to write, there is an ideal amount you need to reach. And comparing your crawl data with logs can be very helpful, because you can track how many words you need to have on your page to get them crawled by Google. So there is no excuse not to know how to handle thin content. You've got everything with your logs and with your crawl reports. Having too thin content is really your worst mistake in 2017. Because the less content you have on your pages, the less Google wants to index your website, and the less your website can rank. So this is a very big deal, because there is another thing to know, which is the less content you have, the more chances you have to show near duplicates on your website. So feel free to check with our Data Explorer what is the average number of words of pages with near duplicates. You get a screenshot that can help you here, which will help you to find out that there is often a significant number of pages with duplicated content that have a very small number of words. So you need to understand that when Google is trying to hash your content, having a too small number of words might have an impact when Google is computing near duplicates, because it's like computing a fingerprint for your content. So the less content you have, the less chances you have to get unique content. So the more content you have, the less duplicated content you might have. Don't be afraid to put a no index or put a no index or a canonical on your pages with thin content, because on one hand you have a small chance to rank with those pages, and on the other hand you might hurt your website with near duplicates. And please avoid as well to copy paste your supplier's descriptions. Please prefer put a no index or canonical on them, because You might have some near duplicates within your website, but you might have some duplicates with external websites as well. So this is a very big problem for SEO, and chances are Google might treat this kind of imperfection a more severe way. So take care about your content and your sourcing content pages. Second mistake is not to get your titles and H1s in shape. Please don't use too many words, just enough. You need to avoid your titles being truncated in SERPs, especially in mobile SERPs. So having too many words is a big problem because it might have impact on your click-through rates. So it will impact your rankings at the end. So be very careful about how many words you're using to help SERPs get a better user experience. And we saw a lot of our customers that are still making some mistakes about the number of words and the impact of the number of words. So here you can see on the screen a small example. Let's say you want to rank for the keyword shoes. If your title is men's shoes, you get 2 words. You have 1 occurrence of the keyword shoes. So you get 50% weight of the keyword shoes for your titles. And when you have 4 keywords like men's shoes, low price in your title, then you get 25% of weight. And when you get titles like men's shoes, low price, Converse, Chuck Taylor, then you are lowering the weight of the keyword shoes. So don't add keywords like men's shoes, then the brand of your website. This is a mistake. This is a very caricatural example. It's you know, Google is smarter than that, but this is the method to compute n-grams for a search engine. So there are a lot of more parameters to take in account, but this is the idea. So please don't use too many words, just the keywords that might have an impact on your conversion rate, on the quality of your traffic. Take care about that. And we have studied a lot of rankings and a lot of titles and H1s to understand that to rank on a product name, the best the websites that are ranking the highest in SERPs are the ones who get titles like they got the product name and the brand name. And we find out that they also add in their H1s the brand, the product name, and the product reference, and like the SE number, stuff like that. So the best players are doing these kind of optimizations. So please, in 2017, get your H1 and titles in shape. The third mistake is not to use a doorway page and having an indexable page for each of the models or attributes or variation of the product. You know, let's say you want to rank for Apple Watch. Don't index pages like Apple Watch, blah blah blah, yellow Apple Watch, blue Apple Watch, etc., etc. Or let's say Apple Watch Sport and Apple Watch Silver, whatever. You need to understand that if you can't do some original content on each page, you might want to use a doorway page. the doorway page is a top page, and its subpage are all the pages presenting attributes. So think about how Apple is doing its product pages. They are helping their potential customers to select from one page at all the attributes to select the product they want to buy. So and they concentrate all the link juice to that particular page. So you want to use that kind of optimization not only to drive more link juice to that page, but also to avoid having Google bots to be mistaken by trying to rank all your pages about Apple Watch. So please use a well canonical on subpage pointing to your main product page. Put a no-index follow on those pages, and please add in links to semantically closed pages, because you not only want to build the perfect internal linking structure by having some transversal links within your website, you need to link all pages talking about the same thing, and not trying to drive popularity to, let's say, you're a big e-commerce player and you're selling Apple Watch and you're selling wine as well, and tires. You don't want to link Apple Watch product pages with tires product pages. This is not relevant. So take care about that, and try to work your internal linking structures in silos for each category, each type of product, for instance. The fourth mistake is not to have a proper content segmentation. You need to ask yourself, does your internal linking structure match your business goals and your content? In this example, you've got a media website. This is an online media, and they are trying to rank on people name like Lady Gaga or Donald Trump, whatever. So they try to build an internal linking structure that corresponds to their business goals. So what you find out here is that the pages presenting the pages that are candidates to rank on people names are in their internal linking structure very close to their homepage. So they are at level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then and they know they have a lot of content on these pages. So they put all chances on their side by putting them close to the home page and driving a lot of popularity to them. On the other hand, they know perfectly their content, and they know that they have some pages that are grouped in the media category. The media category is corresponds to pages like diaporamas, videos, images. So these are the pages with very thin content. So they put those pages at the end of their architecture, because these pages are good candidates to near duplicate detection. They don't drive a lot of popularity to them, because they know that for these pages they are generating their traffic from social media, for instance, and not obviously from SEO. So they try to organize their content with their business goals in mind, and the type of content of their content in mind. So this is a very, very good optimization, a very good content segmentation that you are seeing here. One big mistake might be in 2017 to not to organize your website with your business goals and a perfect understanding of your content. because you might hurt yourself by building an internal linking structure that might send some juice to bad pages. I mean, pages with no value, or pages that are not well optimized in terms of content, pages that have too thin content. So try to improve your knowledge about any piece of content you have on your website, which might help you build the perfect content segmentation on your website. The fifth mistake is having shitty usage metrics. And worst mistake is not to be aware of them. You know that usage metrics are more and more relevant for Google to score the quality of page. We have all in mind updates like Panda. So we know that these kind of metrics are more and more used by the Google algorithms to rank pages. So keep an eye on that. And you can take action now by first banning your too bold ads, because you know Google has some algorithms like page layout that will penalize you. And more recently, Google penalized interstitial ads and pop-ups because these kind of ads are lowering the user experience. And if you control the user experience by controlling your usage metrics, you may find out that pages with interstitial ads have a lot of have a very bad bounce rate. So you need also in 2017 to keep an eye on these usage metrics like bounce rate, time spent on page, number of page views for SEO visits. Please filter that kind of metrics by groups of pages and by devices, because chances are, as Google is merging its desktop index with mobile index, the bounce rate from mobile devices might have a bigger impact than what we used to know previously. So keep an eye on that, and of course you can plug your Google Analytics account in OnCrawl to check that very easily by groups of pages, and to track these kind of metrics only for SEO visits. So in OnCrawl, when you plug your Google Analytics account, we retrieve the data from the Google Analytics API, and we filter the data for all SEO visits. So we're gonna ease your day doing such filtering. So please use it. It's included in almost any plan. So please do. The sixth mistake is that you don't want to be let's say like the Superman of SEO. You can't have supernatural links. I mean that if you do some link building actions, you should be very careful about how Google might interpret your backlinks. I've got a few examples here. You can find out that a website only have anchor text from backlinks with -6 as an anchor text. This is unnatural. It can't be like that. So, and when you are looking at how many backlinks few competitors have for competitors on the keyword -5, when you see what their traction is getting new backlinks from new referring domains, you can see a huge rise of this number, and this is not natural at all. There are not well-known websites So they are like spammy websites, and they get a lot of backlinks. So they are trying to show up like they are Superman for the keyword iPhone 5 or iPhone 6. This is unnatural. So you can spot this kind of behavioral with our friends from Majestic, and you can spot it like Google does. And chances are that if you can spot such behaviors, Google does as well. So you should be very careful about your link building tactics, and we're gonna see more about that in a minute. Because the main thing is to keep the main thing. Link quality from topic-related websites. What you can see here is that for the keyword dumbbells, well, what you can see is that the second website in this search is not obviously the one getting the highest number of backlinks or referring domains, but they get backlinks from trusted websites and from websites that are in the same that are talking about the same topic. So there are outranking websites with more backlinks. So focus on quality and not quantity. You can check a lot of SERPs, a lot of rankings that are matching this type of pattern. So for your topic, for your keywords, please do search an exercise and check why people are ranking. Look at their backlinks and where do they come from. And you might realize that Google is revamping its ranking a lot, and they are based, the algorithm puts some more weight on links that are from the same, from a related topic. So keep an eye on that. The seventh mistake, I think, is to track your rankings. You can't do that anymore because, so please stop tracking your rankings, because SERPs are getting too personalized. It's very hard to understand how you're ranking, because Google is trying to personalize its search engine results pages, depending on the device you are connected to, depending on your geolocation, depending on many other things like your browsing history. So you better choose other metrics to track your SEO performance. And if you're not convinced about that, let me show you a few examples. For the same query, the query car insurance, this is two examples from, one is from Paris, connected with Chrome, and another, the same query from London, connected with Safari. You can see that the search engine result pages are totally different. So it's very hard to check your rankings now, because you only have a partial view of your SEO performance if you are doing that. So you should prefer other metrics to track your SEO performance, like, of course, the number of SEO visits. One cool thing is also to track your number of active pages and your active ratio, because you can't drive traffic on all your pages. It's of course a subset of all your pages that are driving SEO traffic. And when you are doing optimizations like correcting your offline pages, manipulating and optimizing your internal linking structure. You might drive more popularity to your main pages and to sub pages as well. So you might have you might improve your active ratio and grow the number of active pages on your website. So this is a way to understand that you are doing things right in terms of SEO. And we have a lot of more metrics that you can rely on to track your performance, like the fresh rank, which is the shortest period between two events. One is the first time Google has discovered a page, and the first time he has sent the first visit. So websites can have a fresh rank of 1 or 2 hours, and in this example, you can see that you might have a fresh rank of like 3 months. So this is a way, if you are lowering your fresh rank metric, this is a clue that you are doing well in terms of optimizing your website. So there's a lot of more metrics to track your SEO performance, and if you're reporting to customers or to your bosses, you should make them aware about that and not having them focus on a particular keyword. So if you are showing that your SEO traffic is improving, that the number of active pages is improving, you have a proof that you are doing well in terms of SEO. 8th mistake, I think this is one of the worst idea for 2017. The mistake is sorry, not switching to HTTPS. Google has announced that they will take in account in their algorithms. They will boost HTTPS websites, which is, I think, a good thing. But what you need to do is in 2017 is to migrate your website from HTTP to HTTPS. So while doing that, you should take the time to clean your website, because chances are you have old redirects that are still on your website. You have bad orphan pages, I mean old pages. An orphan page, for those who don't know that, an orphan page is a page that don't have any link from your structure, but that Google is still fetching. This is often the case when you're an e-commerce vendor for products that are out of stock, because when a product is out of stock, then you delete the link from your menu, for instance, to that particular page, particular product page, which is presenting an out of stock state. You know, sometimes you may have again the product in stock, and sometimes the product isn't produced at all, so you won't have it in stock anymore. So you should set up some rules to redirect those pages, to put a no index on these pages. It depends a lot on the type of page, the business context of the page. So while you are preparing the migration from HTTP to HTTPS, take the time to clean your website, which might save you some Google crawl budget and drive more popularity and more resources from Google on your main pages. And please embrace the no index, because you know Google resources are limited in some way. So they have like a quote budget for each website, and if you are looking at your the number of Google hits in your Search Console, you may find out that Google is barely fetching the same amount of pages, the same number of pages every day. So if you erase, you put a new index, or you're redirecting often pages, you are concentrating Google resources on pages in your structure. So you are driving more Google attention on the pages that are linked in your structure. So a good way to tackle the waste of Google resources is to set up a no index rule in your robots.txt. Because if you do that by adding no index in your meta robots, Google still has to fetch the page to read the meta robot. So if you're doing that, you're not saving Google resources. So please embrace the no index in your robots.txt. And of course, the worst idea of 2017, if you plan to migrate from HTTP to HTTPS, is not to do that without an eye on your logs. Believe me, you want to know what Google is fetching. You want to know what Google is doing on your website. So by using the crawl comparison feature, you can see what Google is doing when you have set up some redirects, when you have corrected some 4xx errors. Keep an eye on your status codes while you are trying to migrate your website. And please double check how your logs are written on your servers, because if you are using proxies, chances are in your logs you have an URL written with HTTP, but the proxies transform the response from your server as an HTTPS. So you might not have the information on your logs. So keep an eye on that before analyzing things. This is a little trick to notice. And for an efficient HTTPS migration, you need to know your content segmentation. I mean, the size of each group, the number of pages, because this way you can prepare perfectly your redirections. So again, be aware of what type of content you have and what's the size of this content to prepare your redirects. This is a way also to test when you will set up your redirection. Test it by groups of pages, because sometimes if you have several load balancers, chances are they won't behave exactly the same. Don't rely on IT. Double check the facts by doing that. And of course, for an efficient HTTPS migration, know what to do with orphan pages. And you can use OnCrawl and our combined analysis feature that is comparing your crawl data with your logs data. You have all the answers for the questions you are asking about what to do with orphan pages. Are they driving traffic? What are the types of orphan pages? You have all the answers. You can query our data expert to understand it. You can double check your hypothesis with accurate data. So please use it, and you will avoid a lot of headaches and errors by migrating your website in HTTPS. And the last thing to do is to use the comparison feature of your call reports. You can compare your website that is in production and the version of your website in pre-production. If you are trying to improve things like the page depth level or the in-rank. The in-rank, for those who don't know that, is a score we are computing materializing the popularity of a page and how popularity flows within your website. So by comparing two calls, one of your pre-production website and one of your website in production, you can check how you have improved things between the previous version of your website and the next one. And of course, keep monitoring this kind of stuff by monitoring the status codes encountered by bots, because by doing so, you can be alerted when you are seeing a rise of 302 redirects, for instance, or 404 errors. This is what you can see here. Is that for this customer, they are releasing a new version of their website on a monthly basis, and each time the IT guys are doing some mistakes, and you don't want that to happen, because when Google is encountering a lot of 302 redirects or 404 errors, Google will slow down its call frequency. And we find out that your active pages, I mean the pages generating traffic, they have a high call frequency. So if your call frequency is slowing down, chances are you are losing some rankings. So this is a good way to monitor how your website is behaving in front of Google Eyes. Ninth mistake is having a bad internal linking structure. While you thought it was okay, what you can see here is that I've got the unique number of pages that are called by Google every day. I have all my page groups that are set up. And what you can see is that I have a category called Other. The Other category is like my garbage pages. I mean, the pages with no value at all. They are not product pages. They are not money pages. So these pages are the pages that I don't care about. So what you can see here is that this is a very small number of pages, like between 100 and 200 pages, unique pages that are called per day by Google. But when you are looking at how bots are hitting those pages, you can see here that like half to 2/3 of Google resources are used, are sent to the crawl of these pages. So you are wasting Google time on these pages. So this is a very big problem. This is very symptomatic of a website with a bad internal linking structure. So by having a look in your log files, you can find search pathology. So you have no excuse today to have a bad internal linking structure, because you've got all the data at your fingertips. So please use it and find out if your website is doing okay and that you are driving Google to your main money pages. The 10th error you want to avoid is not to spot the top priority SEO actions. Today you can't say that you can't spot the top priority SEO actions because you get all the data. You know what parts of your website are generating traffic. You know which ranking factor is having an impact in Google's eyes. you know, as a business owner, as a consultant, as an SEO guy, you know your business, and you know what value you want to add for your website. You know what goals you need to reach. So you know which parts of your website are the most important, and you get all the data to optimize these parts of your website. So please use our combined analysis features by plugging your Google Analytics account, by plugging your logs, and we're gonna release a lot more features to combine other type of data. So you will have the most comprehensive view of what you need to do to improve your organic traffic and make more money from your website. So this is the end of the 10 mistakes, but I've got some bonus for you. The bonus mistake is you need to avoid is to only think the desktop SEO experience. We talked about it previously, but I think it's very important today to filter your website metrics by devices. And as Google is merging all its indexes, you want to know how things are doing regarding each device, and you may have some surprising things when you're looking at how your users are behaving from mobile devices. So take care about that. And think also your SEO journey with in mind that your real payload is not the loading time you can find in your search console. The real payload for users is comes from the loading of the DOM, the loading of all resources, CSS, JavaScript, etc., etc. So you can check it using toolbox.onCrawl.com, where we have a payload analyzer, where you can check any URL, and you will see what are the resources that have high loading time. And double check if third parties resources are slowing down your payload. And another thing is to crawl your website just like Google does. So please activate GS rendering. This is an option in your crawl settings. So just click on that, and you're good to go. You will have OnCrawl interpret your JavaScript as well. And there is also one more thing I want to share with you, is that we built a very cool feature we call the custom fields. This is a scrapping feature. You can scrap any piece of data from your website by using those custom fields. And for instance, you can check if your website has the proper Google Analytics setup. So you can check if the code exists or not. This is the way to use that. But you can also use it to scrap whatever you want. For instance, you can scrap your competitors' catalog to check how many products do they have in stock, what are their prices, how big is our catalog. You can monitor a lot of things with those custom fields. So this feature is not available for all, but for all attendees of the webinar, I'll be happy to activate it for you for free. So feel free to ask in the chat in your OnCrawl app to activate it. We will have some people from OnCrawl to activate it for you. So thank you for listening. This is the end of the webinar. I'll be happy to take some questions. So feel free to ask them. So we have a first question.